Thank you for joining me for another training. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can hit 50K months consistently in your recruiting business. But for those of you that are joining me for the first time, this is Donnie Gupton. I help recruiting companies, executive search companies, and staffing companies, however you define yourself, grow their business using personal branding, automated lead generation, and marketing systems. So thank you for joining me for another live training today. We're going to dive in here pretty quick. I'm just curious, how many of you right now, was 2021, was it your best year in recruiting? Go ahead and drop in the comments right now. I'm just curious if this was your best year, your worst year, but did you reach some goals? Where are you at in 2021? Because I know with speaking, working with a lot of people, you right now, you might be feeling like you wish there was two of you. You probably have, a lot of you have a lot of demand, a lot of job orders coming in. And if there were two of you, maybe you can really capitalize on this revenue. Maybe you feel like you've been working on some job orders that now you realize you never had a chance to fill. And maybe you're looking for more client relationships as you head into 2022. Or, maybe you're tired of, just feeling like another recruiter out there. Maybe you feel like you're not getting the respect that you feel like you should have. Or maybe you kind of feel like everybody else is busy, everybody else is making money, but you're not making money right now. Well, the good news is none of that's your fault. This is just kind of the times that we are in. And I'm going to share with you in this training how you can really build some consistency in your recruiting business in 2022. If you guys can go in the comments right now and just drop, are you guys looking to grow your business in 2022? I'd be interested in that. And I know maybe that's an obvious answer, yes, but I'm just talking, are you really committed? Is this something that's really a part of your vision? Is you want to increase your revenue, maybe add some employees in your business in 2022? Go ahead and drop that in the comments. I'd be really curious as to who's really motivated in growing their business, or maybe you're just trying to, stay the same and manage what you have. I'm really curious as to what's going on with each of you in your recruiting business right now. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I want to tell you a little bit about Jay Futiker first. I want to share a couple of stories with you. So Jay joined my program last May, and Jay actually started his recruiting company in the pandemic, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, right during the lockdown. And when he first started it, he's like a lot of companies, he'd already recruited, but just wasn't seeing the consistency he wanted from his business development. And, he already knew how to recruit, but he just needed more opportunities in his plate. Long story short, Jay was able to implement the relevant recruiter method, and we were able to increase Jay's revenue in the last couple of months just by 100K. And he's able to now add somebody onto his team because he has systems in place. He's feeling confident that he can keep up with the demand that is going to be necessary to grow his business. The next is John Randolph. John, maybe you guys that have been in my group for a while, John Randolph went through my program a couple of years ago now. I interviewed him last year in the group. Actually, I'm going to interview him next week. So if you want to put that on your calendar, we'll be here at the same time next week listening to John. Last year, John was able to add over 6 figures into his group. In the last 3-4 months alone, John's added over 250K, and he's not even done with the year. All of this just coming from the relevant recruiter method, okay? And I'm about to share with you and unlock exactly how John and Jay have been able to increase their revenue, and maybe that's something that can help you in your recruiting business in the new year. So if you can go in the comments right now and just let me know if you want to hear how you can get more results like John and Jay, drop it in there. I'm about to drop some fire on you guys right now. I'm super fired up today. We're getting a couple more weeks, before Christmas. We're closing out the year. I'm personally moving to Idaho, which is absolutely bonkers crazy, but I'm fired up, and hopefully you guys can take advantage of this energy. And feel free, as I'm going through this training here, to drop any questions that you have or any comments that you have in that chat bar, and we will dive in. All right, so let's do it. So the first thing, that we really were able to do with John and Jay was we were really getting them to buy 100%, go all in on digital, not dip a toe in the water, not, oh, I should have a LinkedIn profile, not to have an email campaign. I'm talking about all in, multiple channels, automation, branding, the whole bit. These guys have gone all in on their digital presence. Now, having a digital presence doesn't generate revenue necessarily, not directly at least, but what it does do is it helps you stand out in the marketplace. It helps you be different than the next recruiter. And when you're in these hyper competitive markets that we are right now, like the most competitive candidate market that we've probably all ever seen, Well, when you're just another recruiter, it doesn't increase your response rates. They just kind of like, oh, well, here's Donnie again, reaching out, just another recruiter. And that's one of the things that your digital presence can really help you change is it can help you be viewed as an authority. It can help you stand out in the marketplace and not be the commodity. And that helps you get more of the respect that you're after from your hiring decision makers and your candidates. So if you can just find a way to increase your response rates just by changing your positioning, I'm sure that would add revenue into your business right now, just that little hack right there. And like I said, it's going all in on your digital presence. And like I said, that's exactly what John and Jay did. If you go follow those guys on LinkedIn, you'll see that they're absolutely killing it with what they're doing on LinkedIn. And the next shift that they really focused on, and I think this is the biggest one, if you're going to make one change in your recruiting business next year, I think it should be this exact one, is they stopped chasing job orders and they focused on attracting clients. Let me say that again. Stop chasing job orders and focus on attracting clients. You know, the way that most of you guys have been taught in this industry and the way this industry has been kind of been brought up, so to speak, is it's one of those things that, hey, hustle, pick up the phone, hustle, pick up the phone. And I'm not telling you not to do that. Obviously, being good on the phone and having an outbound strategy on the phone is a component. But if we're constantly chasing, then what we're doing is we're just putting ourselves into the same competitive waters for our clients and our candidates, just like the next recruiter is, right? You're just another voicemail drop. You're just another person on the other end of the phone. And when we're chasing, what happens is we might, and especially in the climate right now, it's kind of hard not to get a job order. But if you're chasing, it's definitely one of those things that you're going to put yourself into a bad position with the client. And usually you're just putting yourself into an ultra competitive market. So yeah, you might get the job order, you and 15 other recruiters in town. So as you go reach out to those candidates, they've already been hit up about the job, right? Now you go submit your candidate who you think is great, but there's 4 other candidates that they're already reviewing. Yours is just another in line. So, you know, I know this becomes kind of the question of, well, should I switch to a retainer, engaged? That's for you to decide. I think there's a lot of different ways to slice that, and that's not really what the point is here. The point is here is being able to be valued by your market and attract clients. And who do clients want to work with? Well, clients want to know for sure that you can deliver talent. So we want to be able to show through our authority that we can deliver that talent. They want to be able to trust us, right? They want to know, they need to know who we are for any of that even to happen. Okay. And so that's where if you shift into more focusing on attracting clients, then what happens is when people come to you, first off, your sales process completely changes, right? Now you know that you are in control of this. Pounded down, oh, the hiring decision maker gets on the phone and you get that 30-second spiel for them to just throw you a bone. Now you can actually qualify them, and qualifying them allows you to save a lot of time on jobs that you never fill, right? Because now I'm a client, I'm a partner, I'm working with this company to help them solve a bigger purpose, you know, for their company and their brand. And ultimately, when you do that right, you know, you're really going to be able to increase your revenue because you're not going to be wasting as much time just hustling on job orders. So really, if you can shift that focus right there in 2022, game changer for you. Now, the next or the third thing, somewhere in there, the third thing that I really recommend is leveraging yourself and leveraging your team and building relationships at scale. And this is where that fancy word of automation comes into play. Okay. And what I mean by building relationships at scale is, you know, with everything in this industry, again, for the most part being done manually, one at a time, it just leaves a lot of opportunity for you to get left behind if that's still your approach. Because there's other folks that are implementing systems like mine and others out there where they're reaching their market at scale. They're building relationships. They're connecting with 20, 30, 40, 50 people and having meaningful conversations with these folks, all because they know how to leverage automation. Now, here's the disclaimer. Automation can destroy your brand, destroy your business if you don't know what you're doing. Don't just go hop on Google, do a quick search for your next LinkedIn automation tool or for your next email campaign tool, and then go run that without a strategy, because you'll quickly ruin your reputation by doing it that way. All right. But when you know how to leverage and build automation scale and build relationships at scale, what happens is you can increase your demand for your services. You can increase the amount of clients that are reaching out to you. And when you have more demand, that's when you can say bye-bye to those clients that just flat out don't serve you and they aren't a good fit for your business. This also allows you, like I was saying before, it allows you to have a bigger impact on more organizations. Okay. One of the other big things that the whole automation piece really solves is it kind of does create two of you. Okay. And if you're using automation properly, you can actually do this, and as you should be, for client development and candidate development. And if you're an independent recruiter, what is usually the cause for inconsistent revenue, right? It's I hustle to go get that client. I get the client. I stop my business development efforts. Now I change. Now I'm hustle to find that candidate. But what's happening with my business development? Well, it's stopped, right? And right now there's probably a lot of you are saying, well, I'm busier now than I've ever been. Well, we also know that, pandemics do happen, things change, and like a light switch, your spigot could be turned off. And so right now, if you're just resting off of your reputation and you're resting off of these easy job orders that are coming your way, you're actually putting yourself into a great place of danger. And the number one time to really leverage automation and build out a lead generation system is when you're busy, not when you're not, because now you're not desperate. And so that's where the automation keeps a slow trickle of conversations going for both clients and candidates. And that allows you to have more consistency in your business without you constantly having to hustle and, maybe take some bunch of time for your family or work those 80-hour weeks. Hey, and I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and tell you to pound your chest over your 80-hour work weeks. I think you're a fool if you're doing that. Life is a lot better to live when you've got freedom. You can spend time with family, coach your kids' sports, go to your kids' school activities, go on vacations on the weekend. That all can happen with having a proper system set up in place. The last thing that I want to touch on here is having the ability to do follow-ups, right? And do follow-ups at a higher level so that you can become the more top-of-mind choice. As you guys know, when you're doing outreach, even in a market like this, there are still companies that aren't hiring. There are companies that aren't hiring right now, but might be hiring in Q1 or Q2 or Q3, right? And there's also candidates that you might have hit up that just weren't ready to make a switch, and they might be. So what have we done traditionally? Well, we put them in our CRM and we put them in our ATS, and we make sure that we call them every quarter or every month and make sure that, hey, I'm here still, right? I'm not telling you to stop doing that. Of course, a personal touch is always going to go a long way, but when you're looking to leverage yourself, being able to do automation across, or not automation, but follow-up across multiple channels through content, and being able to engage with people on your social media platforms, engage with people and nurture them through your email list. I'm not talking about drip email campaigns trying to get conversations going. I'm talking about building your authority as you're nurturing your prospects. And if you're adding value-based content to your prospects before their needs arise, then when their need does arise, you ultimately become the top choice in the marketplace. Okay. And so those are the four things that I would really recommend that are a complete game changer for your recruiting business. And when you put all those four things together, and let me talk about them again. One is going all in on my digital presence so I can stand out. Two is, building relationships at scale and leveraging automation. Three is focusing on switching from chasing job orders to attracting clients. And then four is having a great top of mind strategy through a phenomenal follow-up system. When we do that, what happens is we have a consistent loaded pipeline. Our calendar is full. Okay, our schedule is full, and it's done where people are coming to us rather than everything being done as a hustle on the outbound. And again, I want to drive this home. I'm not telling you to stay off the phone. I'm not telling you that the phone isn't a part of the game. You got to be great on the phone in order to win in this industry. But there's a huge opportunity to make more, inbound phone calls than a bunch of outbound phone calls. And if you've never been on an inbound call, when you can completely set the tone for that call, whether it's a client or candidate, it's a complete game changer in terms of how your authority can work in that situation. Okay. So we want that loaded pipeline. We want that packed calendar. Okay. And, when you're able to do that and you do that effectively, the first thing is you're able to cut through the noise. And right now, I know a lot of you could really use that noise to be cut through so you can get more attention from your clients. And especially right now, get more attention from candidates. Just by increasing your response rates from candidates will generate more revenue for you right now. Okay. And the next thing is going to be able to get more qualified clients and candidates, more quality, not quantity, more quality candidates on a really consistent basis when you're doing these types of things. Okay. It's going to allow you to eliminate those revenue gaps in your system. Okay. It's going to allow you to get off that hustle to get the business development into hustle to fill the client or the candidate. Right. And I have a lot of people that implement this a lot of ways. Sometimes they use this type of a system to support on both, or sometimes people are just like, hey, I just need this for business development. And I know in a lot of markets, you need to do true headhunting and things like that. So, it's really a matter of how you want to implement the system. But when you do it right, like I said, this is where we get those consistent revenue months in your business, right? You're going to waste less time on roles that you'll never fill. And I don't know if anybody wants to go in the comments and, raise their hand about being frustrated on wasting time on the roles, but I know that's a major problem. I know there's a lot of you that are priding yourself on being busy, but being busy and generating revenue and profit are two different things. And so that can be a trap in this industry from what I've seen, okay? It's also going to be able to easier sell, retain and exclusive opportunities when you have opportunities coming, right? When I have a scarcity mindset and I'm not sure when my next deal or opportunity is going to come through the door, so I'm willing to give this client whatever contract terms they want, it's a bad way to run the business. But when I have confidence and I know that there's an abundant amount of clients that are on my calendar, then I can always be focusing on just working with the ideal clients in the marketplace, okay? And ultimately, it's going to allow you to really attract A players to your team. When you're looking at attracting people to your team and as you want to grow, you don't want to just go out and find, the most affordable person. You really want to find a person that's going to be able to drive your revenue the most and impact your business the most, and whose first hire is different for everybody. Okay, but if you want to attract people, they want to know that you have good systems in place. They want to know that you have a brand, that you're marketable, right? Even if you're an individual, and all of these things are going to make you more marketable to the audience. And the last thing, and I think possibly the most important thing, is it'll allow you to enjoy your business, okay? And if you don't enjoy your business right now, it'll allow you to enjoy your business again. If you've never enjoyed your business, it'll allow you to enjoy your business for the first time. But I'm telling you, you can build these things and have freedom. Just like John Randolph, who I just sent an email to yesterday. He's on his 25th anniversary. Happy birthday, or happy anniversary, John and Cindy. And he's able to run and go set up, do his anniversary, check out, no pressure, because he has a system in place. If you guys watched my interview with Chelsea Crows from about 6 months ago, she takes that to the extreme. She travels the world, and she makes a couple placements a month. And it's all because she has automation that she can rely on while she's allowing herself to do that. So if this is you, if you're looking to make 2022 your best year yet, then what I want to do is just offer you 60 minutes of my time, hop on a phone call, and just figure out where you're at now, where you're looking to go. From there, what that'll allow me to do is help you really uncover your challenges that are keeping you stuck right now, help you see some opportunities in the marketplace that can help you grow your revenue. And then I'll lay out how this strategy can apply specifically to your business, and you can take that and run with it. Now, if you want formal help, of course, I have a coaching program and I can help you grow your business and do that rapidly. But no harm, no foul. If you want to come, take some of my information on the call, please go ahead and do it. Drop an in below if you want to schedule a free call with me, or send me a direct message, however you want to go about doing this. But let's go ahead and take action right now. Don't wait. Next week's not the time. Today's the time. Okay. I love to work with action takers. I love to work with implementers, and I will offer you a discount if you're willing to make a decision with me on that call right there. So don't wait. If 2022 is your year, we need to be starting this right now so that we can build momentum. There's things we can be doing so we can hit the ground running in 2022 and really focus on what is your biggest challenge we need to solve right now. Is it getting more qualified candidates in the door? Is it getting more qualified clients in the door? Is it building our pipeline of clients so that as the market shifts and things slow down a little bit, I'm in a position to succeed? Because if you don't, right now, if we're being honest, a lot of folks are just resting on the momentum of this market, and it will stop. It's not going to go on forever, and you're fooling yourself if you think it is going to. And if you're buying into the story that you're going to get to this when you're slow, then it's already too late. Now's the time, especially if you're busy, to get rolling on something like this. So go ahead and drop that in below. Send me a direct message. Let's make 2022 your best year yet. Like I said, next week, I'm coming back with John Randolph himself. He's going to talk about his success, what he's been able to do after implementing this relevant recruiter system for over a couple years now, which has been a couple $100,000 in his pocket. And I can promise you my services aren't even close to $100,000. So the ROI is absolutely through the roof. If you're just following me, go head over to my YouTube channel, see all the testimonial videos that we have going over there. This is proven stuff. This stuff rocks. Looking forward to helping you guys. And like I said, we'll see you next week. This is Donnie Gupton. Hopefully this was helpful. We'll talk to you guys soon.